Hello Bond fans everywhere, I hope you're enjoying the Bond Bulletin Advent calendar so far. Lots of more surprises to come your way until December 24th with a new video each day. And today, on December 3rd, I want to take you to the Austrian city of Kitzbühel, where Bond creator Ian Fleming spent a lot of time in his younger years doing skiing and hiking, climbing and occasionally going after the ladies. And for my documentary feature film, A Bond for Life, How James Bond Changed My Life, I travelled back to Kitzbühel in December 2014 to shoot scenes for it and explore the links between Ian Fleming and myself, because we have both been to Kitzbühel frequently when we were young. And so it was really nice to explore that on location. And for today's Advent calendar door, I want to show you the extract from my film that has to do with Ian Fleming in Kitzbühel. Enjoy.
The first connection between Ian Fleming and myself can actually be found here, in this very old wooden building that stands right in front of the wonderful Schwarzsee, which translates as Black Lake into English. Ian Fleming used to swim here very early in the morning before he climbed up to the magnificent Kitzbühler Horn at dawn. Ian Fleming came to Kitzbühel in the early 1920s after being sent here by his mother to study and brush up on languages like German, which of course helped him with the locals, but also with the ladies, who had quite a thing for young, dashing Ian Fleming, who, within this beautiful scenery, started to develop character issues that later his character James Bond would adopt. During his time in Kitzbühel, Ian Fleming often felt sorry for himself, and he experienced episodes of black melancholy, which made him climb up here to 2,000 meters height at Kitzbühler Horn to get away from it all and just think about his future and what he will be doing for the rest of his life. He hadn't created James Bond yet. He was very young. He was 19 when he came to Kitzbühel. But certainly it was this breathtaking view that inspired a lot of the adventures, like on Her Majesty's Secret Service, for example, because up here you have the panorama above the entire Austrian Alps, which is simply quite stunning. And when he was finished up here, thinking about himself, about his life, he would go down to the valley, have a late breakfast, and always order scrambled eggs and coffee. And he can be quoted in saying that scrambled eggs and coffee are the two things in the world that will never let you down. And this sort of connects me and Ian Fleming, because I like scrambled eggs, but coffee I like even more. And people who know me, I drink a lot of coffee, so that's the connection right there. Ian Fleming was very young, and he had not gained professional experience or maturity. But here in Kitzbühel, he could be himself. He could do what he wanted. He could learn to ski, he could climb the mountains, and go after the ladies. Fleming's German improved rapidly, and it was enough to write soothing love letters to his girlfriends back in Kitzbühel. And in one letter, which I would like to take the opportunity to translate to you, he writes in perfect German, "You know that I am a bit jealous of your friends because they spend more time with you than I can. But I know I can't keep you in a cage like a bird." And he finishes the letter with, "I kiss you everywhere and I hold you till you squeak." The postscriptum is probably typical Ian Fleming, in which he writes, "This letter is ridiculous." It was at Kitzbühel where Fleming's cult of personal toughness really began. He was not a tough man, quite the opposite. He was hypersensitive, lacked confidence, had a high sense of risk and danger, and found temptation irresistible. The one thing Fleming loved most beside golf is skiing. There is actually no mention in Ian Fleming's books how James Bond learned to ski, a job Charlie Hickson later did in his young Bond novel By Royal Command, where Bond is trained by Hannes Oberhauser, who lived right down there in Kitzbühel. I actually ski since I was 2 years old, so I'm not new to the sport. The most famous slope in Kitzbühel is the one right behind me, which is the Strife World Cup slope. It is very difficult to master and only experienced skiers should go down here. Ian Fleming was experienced skier enough to master it. And the only tribute the city of Kitzbühel ever paid to its famous visitor is the annual Ian Fleming Ski Challenge, which is also held right here. Just before I left Kitzbühel, there was still one place I had not yet discovered. And stepping through this picturesque gate, I'm entering the place which was once Fleming's home in Kitzbühel, the Hotel Tennerhof, right underneath the Kitzbühel Horn. And after a busy day on the slopes of Kitzbühel, Ian Fleming would sit down here at the lovely bar of the Hotel Tennerhof, where he stayed during his time in Kitzbühel. And over a drink, I think he dreamt up some of the villains and Bond girls he would later use in his books.